How to hold a pencil with Miss Wu. You will need a sharpener. You will also need an eraser. Any eraser will do. Rubber knead or plastic eraser will do just fine. You will also need a blending stump. The dirtier, the better. They're also called tortillions. We use Prismacolor ebony pencils, or you can use a number 2 pencil. Either pencil will provide you with the soft lead that you desire while sketching. You also need your sketchbook. Everything here will get you started. Now, we never sketch with a dull pencil. Your pencils always need to be sharpened. I love using these sharpeners due to the fact that they have 2 different sizes for your pencil needs. You always want to make sure that that pencil is as sharp as can be. Not yet. Keep going until you get the desired point that you need in order to reach those tiny lines and detailed areas. Oh wow, there it is. Now your pencil is as sharp as it can possibly be. Perfect. Next, you need to sharpen your Prismacolor pencil. Now, the lead is much softer, so when you sharpen these, you have to be very careful because the lead could break. We're almost there. The sharper, the better. The cleaner the drawing will be, especially when you're using an ebony pencil like this one. You will appreciate the sharpness later on. Trust me. There it is, as sharp as can be. Let's get started. Always make sure that you start with a clean surface when sketching. Look at the 2 in comparison. Now, your number 2 pencil is definitely softer than a mechanical pencil, but the ebony pencil, it creates a much deeper tone. And the lead is so soft, it's almost like charcoal melting on your fingers. I love to use this method to display the difference between the 2. Now we're going to start things off by using the writing grip, also known as the tripod grip. Why is it called the tripod grip? Take a look. I'm using my thumb, my index finger, and my middle finger to hold the pencil in between. All 3 fingers are being used to control my pencil. Now there's different levels in holding the pencil. The further away you get, you'll notice the softer and more wispy or whimsical lines that you'll get. The tighter you get, so the closer you get to the point or the tip of the pencil, the more detail you'll get. So the smaller detail, that's what we're going for when we hold our fingers all the way down to the bottom of the pencil. And of course, if you're in a regular writing grip, then you'll have the normal writing level. Lines not too long, not too short, and more controlled. Now, the next method I'm using is the overhand method. The overhand method is a popular way to hold a pencil for sketching. It allows you to shade with the side of the pencil. It also gives you a vertical advantage when drawing on an easel at an angle. To do it, grab your pencil lightly and put it on the flat part of your thumb. Why don't you try it out now? The next thing I'm going to introduce to you is the blending stump. Now, I just used the blending stump on top of our graphite pencil, the ebony pencil. Take a look at how soft it is. You'll hold it at an angle, and you'll just simply take it back and forth. Now take a look at how it looks on top of the number 2 pencil. Totally different. You'll notice that the ebony pencil presents a darker tone. This is my favorite pencil when it comes to shading. So let's compare the 2. You have your Prismacolor ebony pencil, and then you have your number 2 pencil. Now, which one would you prefer to work with? For me, I prefer the Prismacolor ebony pencil. Let's take a look. We went over the writing grip, also known as the tripod grip. Remember, the closer you get to the end of the pencil, the tinier the detail. The further away, the lighter it will become. Don't forget the overhand method, which is great for shading and drawing at an angle, especially on an easel. And then we compared our pencils, the ebony pencil and the number 2 pencil. So which one will you use when it comes time to create? For every artist, variety is good. Comfort is key. Now let's get into some sketching. Here's a previous sketch that I created, but I want to come in and add some more detail. I'll start off by using the tripod grip. Notice how I'm further away from the end of the pencil to achieve lighter lines, but it's still controlled. The tripod grip is my preferred method when drawing. And now the overhand grip is allowing me to give a more softer round tone of circles and lines as I create. Now you'll notice how I move my fingers down to the tip of the pencil to give me that tinier detail as I go into her hair. You can switch back and forth as often as you'd like. The grip makes all the difference in your sketch. Why don't you try? Grab a previous sketch and start trying to add more realistic effects to it. Try switching back and forth from the tripod method to the overhand grip. Again, comfort is key. Find what works best for you when holding your pencil. Now let's introduce something special, the blending stump. I told you, the dirtier the stump, the better. Notice how I'm holding the blending stump at an angle. The blending stump adds into my drawing more realistic effects. So notice her skin tone coming to life as I use the blending stump. Now, for tinier areas, you will use the tip of the blending stump. For larger areas, you would hold it at an angle and simply take it back and forth or rubbing it in a circular motion. You can also use your fingers. It's art, of course you're gonna get dirty. Some people like to use a tissue. Whatever works for you. Just know that when you use your fingers contain natural oils, so it's automatically gonna blend what you're using. So here are my materials that I need when creating. Now some materials may vary. Don't focus too hard on having the items that I have. And remember that no one artist is alike. Everyone has their own style and their own materials that they feel comfortable using. So find what works best for you. Okay, let's run it back. So the tighter the grip of the pencil, using the tripod grip or the writing grip, the more detail. The overhand position provides you with control when you're trying to shade at an angle or when you're drawing at an angle. Remember, you can switch the position of how you hold your pencil throughout your entire sketch. There are no rules. And you also want to go for comfort. Whatever works best for you. Now remember, sharpening your pencil helps you with your detail. The sharper the pencil, the better the tiny detail. The duller the pencil, the better you'll be able to kind of fill in areas, especially when you're shading. Now the last part, you have to come in and tidy things up. Clean up the areas using an eraser. Any areas that kind of ran over the edge, you'll go ahead and erase them. If you want to add highlights, you will use your eraser as well. I love using the rubber eraser. So here's all the materials that I used to create this sketch. My Prismacolor pencil, my blending stump, sharpener, and rubber eraser. What will you create? Thanks for watching and please subscribe, Blue Soul Artist.